All right, so mistake number one, this has to do with like your setup. So where your hands are positioned, in addition to where your elbows are gonna be when you do your push-up. So number one thing that I see, especially in like younger athletes, is the elbows are up in the ears. So when they're doing the push-up, your elbows are up in the ears and you're flaring the elbows when you're doing the push-up. First off, that's just not super safe at all for your shoulder, and you're not really using your chest, which is the desired muscle group when you're doing a push-up, to do the movement. So what we're trying to do is keep your elbows right around 45 degrees, not up in your ears. We're also going to avoid having your elbows tucked all the way in by your side. So about 45 degrees is where, that's where the money's at. So that's where you're going to get the best chest recruitment. The closer you come in by your sides, you're going to get a bit more tricep, but sometimes it does give you kind of like a wonky movement pattern where people start to pivot off of the elbow. And it just puts a little more pressure through the elbow. So I would rather have somebody do something closer by their side than way up in their ears. But 45 degrees, somewhere in there is just about what you're looking for. So elbows at 45 degrees is going to give you the most powerful setup and push. And it's going to give you the best chest recruitment there. So 45 degrees, that's where you're pushing from. As far as like your hand positioning, some people are putting their hands way out in front of their face when they're doing their push-up. So instead of their shoulder being in line or on top of their wrist, they're setting up with their hands out in front of their face. So when you would try and do a push-up that way, there's just no easy way for you to use your chest muscles while doing that. So we're gonna put your shoulders in line with your wrists, and then I'm putting my hands just outside my shoulder width. So you can see where my hands are placed right now. I don't have them directly beneath my shoulders, I have them just outside shoulder width. So just outside shoulder width, 45 degrees, that's where you're pushing from. That's probably mistake number one that I see in the push-up really frequently. Just outside shoulder width, shoulders are in line with your wrists, and that's how you get a really strong, powerful push-up. Move on to mistake number two.